hardest video I've ever made. I keep putting it off. My mom passed away on July 26th. I just got back to Bangkok. I was with Watt. We fought this for 5 months. She was given 1 month to live, and she survived another 4 months, and the last few months having that time with her, I mean, it's horrible and from one perspective you could see how horrible it was, but on another perspective it was beautiful to show my mom so much love, to show her that I loved her and to be there for her in the transition. And that's how I trained my mind as I was helping in that last month, because it was really hard the last month. My mom had a real bad decline, and by the end she was just bedridden and paralyzed from the neck down, couldn't move her body. And I had hope the whole time up until the end, where I was like, oh, I don't want to see her like this. I don't want to see her suffer. So it's been a roller coaster. It's been a real roller coaster that I wouldn't have wished on my worst enemy. But now that it's over, I have a peace that it's over, even though there's a big hole in my heart and I have so much grief, and I'm trying to make my mom proud every day. I'm fighting every day to have joy and to make the most of each day and be like, this could be the last day of my life. I'm not taking life for granted. I'm not taking the people I love for granted. That's what I've learned so much from this process. And my mom, we had said goodbyes to each other so many times because we've traveled together. She was my travel companion, and we were always saying goodbye. And after a while, we used to cry all the time about saying goodbye, and then we were like, no, we're not going to cry anymore. And the last goodbye was so hard. It was, because I knew it was the last goodbye, and I massaged her feet and held her hands and told her how much I loved her and how proud I am of her. And so I had to say goodbye to her in different ways. Like when the hope ended, the hope that we were gonna have a miracle and she was gonna live, when I had to let that die, when I had to physically leave her side because I knew she was holding on for me to leave. She didn't want me to see her passed over. She wanted me to leave. So she was waiting for me to go back to Thailand, and the grieving had already, started. And then I got back in Thailand, and the next day George calls me in the middle of the night and says that she was no longer with us. And by the time that happened, it was like I was still in shock, And then I made the announcement on my Instagram, and it's taken me some time to process it, to have the strength to tell you guys now. But I feel a lot of peace, and if you could keep my dad, George, in your prayers, I think he's the one that's probably hurting the most, to be in that big house without his partner. And he gave so much to her too. Like, this brought George and I so close. It revealed a lot of people's characters in our family and who people really are. And Mom had peace, even though she suffered. She didn't have that much pain, really. She wasn't really ever in pain, and she knew that we loved her. And I could hear her telling me right now, I can hear her saying, I'm so proud of you, Lily. I'm so proud that you were there for me, and that she needed me a lot. She needed me to be there for her. And I didn't get the miracle that I was hoping for, and I was wondering why God, why did I believe so strongly in my heart that she was going to live? And if I didn't believe that she was going to live, if I didn't have that faith and that hope, then I wouldn't have fought so hard for her love, for her to live, and shown her all the love that I showed her and encouraged her. She needed that. Chloe said that our family needed that. My hope. And you know what? It's life. This is what life happens. Life goes on, and she's in me, and I'm gonna take the best of her, and that's in me, and I'm gonna amplify it, and I'm gonna make her proud every day. I'm gonna make her proud, and I'm gonna continue on, and I'm gonna work hard, and I'm gonna show up, and I'm gonna make videos for you guys. I'm gonna show up for you, and I really appreciate all of your prayers. I appreciate this community that we have. I love you guys so much. Like, I really love you all so much. Live every day like it's the last day, and appreciate it, and fight for your joy, and fight for your peace, because you deserve it. I love you guys.
เวลาเธองอนพี่ก็จะง้อจะไม่รอให้น้อยใจโปรดเชื่อใจพี่บ้างสิพี่ไม่ได้ไม่มีใครไม่รู้เป็นไรเธอชอบงอนแม่เธอหน้าตีฉันก็จะง้อเพราะเธอสำคัญกับ